The Alcazar of Segovia, which actually means Segovia Fortress, is a medieval castle located in the city of Segovia. It rises out on a rocky crag above the confluence of two rivers. It's one of the most distinctive castle palaces in Spain by virtue of its shape. Like the bow of a ship, the Alcazar was originally built as a fortress, but has served as a royal palace, a state prison, a royal artillery college, and a military academy. The actual shape and form of the Alcazar was not really known until the reign of King Alfonso VIII. However, early documentation mentioned a wooden stockade fence. It can be concluded that prior to Alfonso's reign, the Muslim-era structure was probably no more than a wooden fort built over the old Roman foundations. Alfonso and his wife Eleanor of England made this Alcazar their principal residence, and much of the work was carried out to erect the beginnings of the stone fortifications we see today during their reign. It's currently used as a museum and a military archive building. The Alcazar, like many fortifications in Spain, started off as a Roman fort, but apart from its foundations, little of the original structure remains. Since that time, the Alcazar was one of the favorite residences of the monarchs of Castile during the Middle Ages, and a key fortress in the defense of the kingdom. It was also during this period that most of the current building was constructed. However, the royal court eventually moved to Madrid, and the Alcazar then served as a state prison for almost 2 centuries before it became founded as the Royal Artillery School in 1762. It served this function for almost 100 years, until 1862, where a fire badly damaged most of the roofs. The first reference to this particular Alcazar was in 1120, around 32 years after the city of Segovia returned to the Christian hands. In 1258, parts of the Alcazar had to be rebuilt after a cave-in, and the Hall of Kings was built to house Parliament soon after that. In 1474, the Alcazar played a major role in the rise of Queen Isabella. On 12 December, news of King Henry IV's death in Madrid reached Segovia, and Isabella immediately took refuge within the walls of the Alcazar, where she received the support of the Segovia's council, and she was enthroned the next day as the Queen of Castile and Leon, which is why Segovia considers themselves the birthplace of modern Spain. Many of the apartments in the Alcazar are decorated with these delicate traceries and pendant ornaments, actually in the style of the Alhambra, which is in Granada, and like those of the Alcazar in Seville. And that's because they were done by Arabian workmen during the Christian domination of the 14th century. And that's why many places in the crowns of the kings of Castile may be seen surrounding by Latin mottos and extracts from the Quran all at the same time. Just another example of the voluntary mixture of cultures throughout Spain. Above there are 4 floors. Its most usual use was as a prison. It was almost impossible to escape from here. Their tenants used to be what were called characters of high condition, which was the reason why they enjoyed certain comforts in their cells, such as tapestries, carpets, and furniture. The last state prisoner here was a Cuban general in the 1930s. I could be a wise guy here and just say that today we call them members of Congress. The Tower of John II of Castile culminates in a large panoramic terrace, and there's a great view of the city and the other side from the tops of these towers.